Our main focus every week, every day of all year is the Dakar. Bring home that trophy, man, that'd be incredible.
It's quite an accomplishment for America, for Honda, for the whole entire team. All the riders work together, all the mechanics work together. We're a family, and we all won. All Honda won.
Welcome to TFL Bike and Resilient.com. And we're delighted to have with us today a man who's really busy right now trying to get away to the Dakar 2021. And we have with us Ricky Brabec today, the winner of the 2020 Dakar Rally. Ricky, welcome to our show. It's fantastic to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to join us. I know you're scrambling to pack and get ready to go away for 3 weeks, but we're honored to have you with us today. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me. It's been a wild last couple of days trying to get ready and cover interviews when I have a couple minutes. As you know, the Dakar, as you said, 3 weeks is a long time to be gone. So if you can imagine packing everything that you need for 3 weeks to ride a motorcycle, live, sleep, and eat, it's pretty difficult. So yeah, found a little bit of spare time today, and we're heading off tomorrow morning, Christmas Day.
Fantastic. I have some recollection, just for the viewer's sake, I did go on Dakar in 91. It was a very different race back then. It was 6 weeks through the desert of Africa and through all sorts of crazy political situations and pretty scary. But I would imagine, how did it feel going to Saudi Arabia for Dakar instead of being in South America? How did that feel in comparison?
I really like Saudi. I feel like it's a little bit better than South America. Don't get me wrong, South America is a great place, great food, great terrain, but it's just not. It's not for me. South America has a small desert, and it's a lot of road racing style rally, and I feel more comfortable in the open desert, such as Saudi Arabia, and the terrain out in Saudi is more or less like it is here at home. So to go to Saudi, I just feel more comfortable. I feel more at home. And, that being said, it just leads to a lot more confidence.
Cool. I mean, I watch all the races, obviously, and to me, I was really impressed watching Saudi in terms of the terrain. It looked like a pretty difficult event. How did it compare in difficulty-wise to the South American editions you raced in?
Yeah, well, as I was just saying, Saudi for me is just like home. So
Yeah.
the conditions for me were epic. I mean, I felt like I was having a lot of fun, and I wasn't hanging on for dear life the whole time, to where it was like sketchy for me to race. Where in South America is like white knuckling the handlebars, and it's a little bit scary out in South America. So just being in Saudi is more at home for me.
And Ricky, you tried for 5 years to win this race, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you were like ninth in your debut. And then in 2019, you were within sight of the finish in a win, and you had an engine failure. What is the secret to success in Dakar? I mean, what are the key things that an individual needs to win in Dakar?
Yeah, my first debut in rally, I was ninth. Didn't really know much about the Dakar, and then led to a couple DNFs, but we learned a lot. If you don't win, or you lose, or you break, or you crash, you learn from all your mistakes. So 2019, we were fairly close, I think within a day and a half of winning the Dakar last year. And finally, we came back for redemption this year in 2020. And I felt like the time was due. The team worked great. And as far as what it takes, honestly, it takes passion, hard work, obviously, just like anything else. And it takes a great team to put everything together. So, that being said, I feel like we're better off this year because we learned a lot from last year. And obviously, yeah, we won we won last year and we know what it takes, but we just tried to better our program to go back this year and repeat it.
So what do you think makes the difference between, you know, a winner and a loser in Dakar? How much of it is like mental, you know, agility and ability versus physical and pure luck? I mean, how big is luck in that race?
You know, luck is a hard word. You know, people tell you good luck all the time. I'm not sure luck really exists. Each and every rider out there, you know, we work our butts off to get there. A win in my book in the Dakar is just a finish. You know, people don't realize how brutal it is out there. You know, I don't know, they race out here locally, but they race for, you know, 2 hours at a time. Or, I mean, if you're racing motocross, that's 20 minutes at a time. A normal average desert race is 2 hours. You know, that doesn't even come close to comparing to 4 hours of sleep, freezing temperatures to 500 miles a day. And the mental aspect is huge. So to finish the Dakar is a win, whether you win or lose. If you finish, I hope, you know, everyone that finishes goes home with a big old smile on their face. You know, I haven't finished the last 4 Dakars, so it felt really good to finish my second Dakar and win it. So, you know, yeah, I know what it takes now to win, and I know what it takes to finish. We just got to put all the pieces together, and it's a 12-day puzzle to try to figure out.
What role has Johnny Campbell played in your life in terms of like guiding you along? I mean, he was a legend of riding, and I believe was asked to help you kind of get into the sport or help you develop by Honda. Is he a big part of your life still?
Yeah, Johnny lives really close to me, within 1 hour. Me and him get along great. He's a great mentor. He's been riding motorcycles his whole life, you know, from the Baja days when he had a Baja race team. And he's just a really good guy to be around. You know, he keeps me calm. He helps me go training. Him and Jimmy Lewis get along great. And, you know, I feel like the more piece of home I can bring with me, you know, with my small circle, if I could bring my small circle of friends or mentors or piece of home with me, I'm more comfortable out there. So Johnny does just that, and he makes me feel at home. He makes me feel comfortable. He keeps me calm, and he's a real good person to get information from, you know, so that way as a racer, I'm not running around with like a chicken with his head cut off trying to figure out things.
Does your family all come over? I mean, you grew up with a racing family, right? So do they come to the race?
No. I mean, if it's a local race out here in my hometown, then yeah, they'll come out. But I mean, honestly, you don't want, you know, all your friends out there at the Dakar or all your family out there at the Dakar, because it's time to focus. It's time to put the work in. And you know, my dad showed up the last couple of days this year when we won, and that was really cool. But obviously, I mean, when you're racing in Saudi Arabia, it's kind of hard to get all your family out there at one time. You know, it's not cheap, and it's a long ways from home.
Do you ever get like nervous or scared racing out there? I mean, I guess the word is fear. Some people say, "Oh, those Dakar guys, they got no fear. They just ride all day with the throttle wide open." I mean, you gotta have no fear. Is that true?
I mean, those people that say that might be crazy or a little off. Obviously, there's fear. We just try not to think about that, and it takes a lot more than no fear to go ride in different countries following a road book. You know, it takes talent and passion to do it, and you have to understand, like, no one out there is perfect. We all get lost, and we all are scared of something. And yeah, I mean, there's fear for sure. You know, no one wants to get hurt out there. You know, you're not close to home, and you know, a lot can go wrong. So we just have to remember that, you know, it's 12, 13 days of racing, and we need to keep like our fear down to a low, just so that way we can focus and concentrate on, you know, making it to the finish of each day.
Now, you've done a lot of amazing desert races, Baja's, one in that, all sorts of rally raid races around the globe. Is there a day or a day of adversity or a moment of adversity you've experienced in all this racing that you can share with us where you were like, man, this is the hardest thing in the world? Is there any one thing that comes to mind?
That would be the Dakar, dude. I mean, it kind of sucks, you know, people that watch it on TV, it doesn't look like anything, you know, the sun's out normally, or typically it's great weather, or hanging out in the bivouac, whatever. But I mean, those people, they don't, it's hard because, dude, we wake up at 3 in the morning, we're riding a dirt bike, whether it's snowing or raining, dark or sunlight or whatever it is. At the time, you know, you're doing it, you know, if you're freezing your ass off at 4 in the morning, getting rained on, you know, nobody's going to be like, oh man, this is sick. You know, we're all the same. Like, man, this sucks. Yeah. But then, you know, at the same time, we're doing it because we love it, right? We're riding our motorcycles, we're racing, you know, but at the time that it's raining and it's, you know, when the going gets hard, that's when it sucks. But then at the end of the day, it's like, man, that was one hell of an experience. And, you know, I want more, I want to go back. So that's what keeps, you know, the rally racers going back. And I think every rally racer would have the same feeling.
Now, you gave Honda their first win since 1989. You broke the streak that KTM had since 2001, which is pretty awesome for you and the Honda guys. What are your thoughts for this coming race? Who are the guys that you feel are going to be the threats to your crown, so to speak, and why?
It feels good, you know, to win the, you know, break the KTM streak. You know, a while back, 2014, when I was riding Kawasaki's, we break the Honda streak in Baja. So, you know, to break the KTM streak, to be the first American to win, to be the guy to put Honda back on the podium, I think it's really cool. As far as being a threat, I mean, dude, there's 15 riders out there that can hang with the same pace, same intensity, and potentially win. But you have to be sure to make it to the final day. And you know, you never want to underestimate KTM. You know, they've been on the podium for how many years in a row, and how much knowledge do they have? You know, they have the riders and the knowledge. But I think the desert is more my style. So I think it suits me a little bit better. We just, as I said, we have to make it to the final day.
Now the rules changed a bit with the road book, which, for those who are not familiar, the road book's like the navigation scroll that you got every day. You used to be able to study that in advance, right? And then more recently, they made it like, what, 25 minutes or something before the stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that impact you?
You know, it didn't really impact me very much. I personally train getting the road book in the morning, and I don't like looking at it. I want to wake up, put the road book in my bike, and just go. You know, I figure studying it the day before just makes me lose sleep and makes me think about things too much. So, you know, I train out here with Jimmy Lewis, and I get the road book and I put it in, and I'm ready to go. And I believe that that's been paying off. Obviously, you know, I haven't been looking at the road book the day before, like studying it. Mm-hmm. So it's helped me. And now this year was, I think, 6 days that we got it in the morning. You know, next year, 2021, we get the road book every single morning. So it's definitely a positive for me and for the other American racer, Andrew. And also gives us a lot more rest time in the bivouac, because we don't have to spend 3 or 4 hours looking at the road book, as you said.
So basically, I mean, how, as a navigator goes, you've basically spent a lot of time, part of your training and preparation is actually working on navigation. So if a rider shows up and the rider is not a great navigator, what are their odds of doing well in Dakar?
Not very good. You know, navigation is 98% of rally. I mean, yeah, you got to ride, but you're not going to go to Dakar not knowing how to ride. So you're not going to go to Dakar just by signing up and learning how to ride a motorcycle. So that's that's like walking, it's second nature. If you don't know how to navigate, you're going to have a really hard time, because there's dangers, there's speed zones, there's certain notes mean certain things. And if you don't know anything about direction, as far as cap heading in degrees, which is your compass heading in degrees 0 to 360, I mean, you're going to have a heck of a time out there, and you might get really frustrated. And the more frustrated you're going to get, the more lost you'll end up. And, that's never what you want to do. And it's not fun.
So what's motivating you now? You've got one under your belt. You're the reigning champion. What keeps motivating Ricky Brabec to go back to Dakar?
You know what? What's funny is last year, 2019, it's another hard. It's hard to like talk about Dakar like last year or this year because Dakar is in a weird month, January. So a lot of people say last year as in 2020, but last year for me is 19, and my contract was up in 19, and I was like, man, you know what? Like if we can pull this together and win, like I'm pretty confident, I can, just not rally race anymore, just get one and done. But then, I signed another deal. I wanted more. I wanted another piece of rally. I wanted to win this thing. So I won, signed a deal, won, renegotiated my deal this year, obviously. And, I just like riding motorcycles, and I feel like it's definitely a big passion of mine. But what keeps me going back is the hard work and the passion for it. I don't ever want to give this up, as a person, whether I race or not. I always want to ride motorcycles. So I just want to do the best we can do. And now I'm going to race as many Dakars as I can to see what avenue I can take, when there's no more rally racing for me, as we get older. Obviously it's not going to work when you're older, but hopefully it opens up more doors, or hopefully like I can think of another accomplishment that I want to do. But right now, obviously the accomplishment is to be to back it up, because not very many people have won the Dakar back to back. I think it's like 2 people or 3 people. I think it was Coma and
Cyril.
Yeah. It was Cyril, Coma, and I believe one more, Peter Hansel.
Peter Hansel, correct, yes.
So I want to be, we're the first American to win, which is legendary, right? But I want to join the list of that. I want to repeat it and join that list. So
when you were growing up, were any of those guys like, were you watching them going, I want to be like that when I'm big, type of thing?
When I was growing up, I just rode motorcycles for fun. I didn't race until I was like 17 years old. And no, I didn't watch Dakar until I was about 18 years old. So it's, it's not like super new to me, but, as a kid here in America, Dakar is not something that you watch. Baja is,
Sure.
the Baja 1000 is what we watch as a kid.
Sure.
So, I started watching Baja, Johnny Campbell, Robbie Gordon. And then Robbie Gordon was going to Dakar. So I'm like, it's on TV. Oh yeah, let's watch it. And then honestly, in high school or whatever, 21, 22, still watching Dakar, and it's like you don't see very many Americans going there. So how do you get there? That's the question. How do you get to Dakar?
Yeah.
It's not that easy. You don't load up in back of your truck, and you don't go pay the organization down the road $30 to go race. It's a process.
So what do you tell guys like Skylar Harris, right? Was a privateer and he's done really well. Guys that see you are their hero now. The younger kids go, I want to get to Dakar. What's the advice you would share with those younger generation today to follow that path of getting there? What does it take? What would you say?
I mean, for Skylar, he's did a really great job this year. I believe if we weren't in this wild pandemic of a life right now, I'm more than positive he would have had a ride. Just the pandemic kind of hurt everybody. Doesn't matter what sport, organization. It hurt everyone. So if we weren't in the pandemic, Skylar would be well on track with Factory Ride. As far as telling kids that want to chase their dream of being a rally racer, you know what? It's not something that you're gonna wake up and do the next day. It's not something easy to get into, and I believe you need to be well matured as a racer and a human to get there. And you know, the Sonora Rally right here in Mexico is a good starter event. It teaches you rally. It's not super difficult. It's affordable, but it's close to home. And you know, as I said, you know, with being a mature racer, I'm not talking about, you know, oh, I'm 18 years old, I'm mature now. It's like, no, you need to go, you know, and learn. You need to hit the ground. You need to learn from that mistake. You need to lose a race. You need to learn from that mistake. You need to, you know, learn how to work on your motorcycle. You need to learn how to go pre-run Mexico by yourself with a chase driver. You need to be okay with being by yourself in the middle of the desert for 12 hours and survive it. So that's what I mean about being like a mature racer. You need to, you know, not just be 18 years old, be like, all right, well, I'm mature, graduated high school. It doesn't work like that. And, you know, I grew up that way. You know, hard work beats, you know, talent. You know, you can have talent, but if you don't want to work for it, then you're not going to make it to where you want to go. And if you're chasing your dreams, then you're going to work as hard as you can to get to those.
Well, Ricky Brabec, thank you so much for your time today. We are excited to get in front of our TVs around January 3rd. You're going to be cheering for you. You're an amazing American rider. We are very proud of your achievements here. Thanks to Honda. You're flying the Honda flag again, and hopefully you're going to be able to bring back the goods again. So safe travels, safe riding, and all the best. And we hope to talk to you again in the near future. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me. You know, everyone out there watching the Dakar and rooting for us as Americans, thank you guys, and hopefully we can put on a good show.
Take care out there. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.